Can you tell me about Kaylee? Tell me about your daughter.
Go for it.
Kaylee was, she was actually very, gosh, I can't even find the words at the moment. She was very bold. She was very bold growing up and very smart beyond her means, I think, a lot of the time. She was funny, full of energy. She was very dynamic as far as being able to get along with people. Very easy, came very naturally to her. She adored her brothers very much growing up. Yeah, that's a hard question because you think about that and you're just like, you think of it, but like, I should have said this, but.
Yeah, every time we talk about it, it's like you could talk till you're blue in the face, and then you get a camera in front of you.
Clam down.
That is so understandable.
She's actually extremely passionate.
Yes.
Passionate with everything. Passionate with her family, passionate with her friends, passionate with school, whatever she put her mind towards. She if you told her she couldn't do something, she was going to show you wrong. Yeah, and I wrote something about her loving fiercely. She has a very, very dynamic family situation she grew up in, between her mom's family and with our family. Very different, diverse families, but coming out of that, you had a spectacular personality. You know, some kids that have been through a hard divorce may you know, they can end up being very angry and end up having just problems in life. And I was really hoping, and my joy was, and my hope in her was to see her, because of her personality, be able to take that and help other people with it, and she did. We heard from more than one person, a lot of people through all this, that amazed me that she connected so well with so many diverse personalities. I had no idea. You know, you realize this, that when something like this happens, all of a sudden you learn in a short period of time everything you didn't know about your child. And you realize that it's terrible, it's good, but it's terrible at the same time, because what you realize, you would have learned that over the years. You would have met those friends, you would have heard the stories, and you would have over time. But then this happens, all of a sudden you got bombarded, and you want to hear about it. You want to hear everything that you don't know. And there was a lot that we didn't know, a lot we did, and found out a lot we didn't know, and gratefully a lot that we didn't know. That was meeting some of her friends and hearing what everybody said about them. She had more of an effect on a lot more people than I ever imagined. And it was funny, there's one point in her life just a few years ago, we remember her kind of crying one day, and don't know what was bothering her, but she made the comment of that she doesn't really have very many friends. And then this happened, and you're like, you're kidding me. We had a church that was, I've never seen a memorial like that. It was 800 plus, I think, people, standing room only, and many people couldn't even make it. It was unbelievable.
As we were talking earlier, you mentioned you've dealt with or tried to help some of the people who are dealing with their own situations of grief. What are some of the lessons you've learned, things you've learned?
Be patient with yourself. As far as grieving is concerned, I think there is always going to be a level of grieving. You need to be patient with yourself and
each other.
And each other, right? Because we do grieve differently. As a man and a woman, we definitely grieve differently. Seek the help. Definitely don't just let it fester. You do need somebody to talk to that's understanding, whether it's professional, whether it's a friend. They might not get the depth of it, but they can certainly give you the tools to deal with it.
Yeah, there's a recipe for this. I've told some people that. I mean, you literally have to write it down because you can't think of it all. But, I mean, for us, gratefully so, and there's a lot more in between, but if you have God in your life, if you are associated with a church family that can back you up, that right there is a huge tool that if you have that, you want to use it. And that's what we're here for. I mean, that's part of the body of the church, to help each other, you'd hope. that's an organization that, you know, everybody should be a part of, just so going through life in general, no matter what you're going through, just as a common body of support. And then the top of going through what we went through, they call it EMDR therapy. And it's the same thing that they do for first responders and PTSD patients coming back from war. The only thing they compare this to mentally, because you're mentally broken, your mind goes into defensive mode, and it's shut. You basically just about shut down. You can't control your anxiety. You can't control lots of things, because all of a sudden it's like a broken bone, but it's your mind, and you can't hardly function because your brain doesn't know what to do. You don't know how to reason with the unreasonable. You haven't been trained to deal with that. So you go through. If you seek out professional therapy, you know, and they're like doctors. Some are good and some are bad. So you find the right one. And we have some phenomenal people we work with, made all the difference in the world. They're dedicated, very relatable, and just they help you seek out the science and the personality of what you're doing and why you're doing it and how it works. And you just know it works. After a while, you feel these waves of emotion of your huge anxiety, anger, whatever. Instead of going up and down like this, it's just little waves instead of big waves. And you learn to control it. I mean, professional therapy by far is an absolute necessity in this. You try and bury this, and we hear this from a lot of people, is if you've been through it, you know, but somebody else in the house, you don't get it. But if a general thing that people do is just disassociate or avoid, and you do that, it'll eat you. It'll eat you alive. It'll come up and blow up in your face years later. We've heard lots of stories where people like throwing themselves out of cars or commit suicide or severe addictions that they just can't handle it. They don't do the work to help your mind and your body process it and try to get back to being healthy again. If you don't do it, you're not going to get healthy. It's still never going to be the same. We're never going to be the same. Whenever our thought, Kaylee's on our mind every single day, and you shed a tear weekly, daily sometimes. When holidays come up, it's you feel it coming. Thanksgiving a week ahead of time, I felt the funk setting in. Can't control it. You just recognize it. Oh, now here it comes. And then the day is just a great day to be with family, because you don't want to not be there in the holiday, but it's a hard day. And you just ride the waves of funk through the whole day, and then the day after, all of a sudden it's gone. It's the strangest thing. And you just learn to live with that.